Japanese family life. The Japanese family relationships can be divided into two phases: traditional pre-World War II and modern post-World War II. The war affected laws that supported the traditional ie or IE family ideas and shifted to a more liberal family structure. The traditional views carried conservative views such as having strict gender roles. The oldest male in the family was to be the head, and the woman's only role was to produce heirs to continue the family line. The family structure itself was a kinship unit. It was multi-generational because the head of the family also looked after the extended family. The traditional family ideas also emphasized on succession and continuing the family line. Everyone in the family had to work together collectively for betterment of all the members rather than oneself.
Post-World War II, the idea of the family moved to a more Western view, but there are still some differences that are prevalent because of traditions that are so deeply rooted. One difference between the traditional and modern family in Japan is its size. The modern Japanese family is a nuclear unit instead of a kinship. There is more interest in being independent. For example, there is an increase in women attending school, getting education, and going into the workforce. Moreover, women are being able to make decisions for oneself rather than always having to put others' interests first. People in Japan are marrying more for love instead of for just being financially secure. One example of how some traditional values are still present in the modern Japanese family is the idea that men are still held up to the expectations to financially support the family, while women are responsible for raising the children. This is why women in Japan tend to marry later in their life or not even at all because they enjoy being independent. But when Japanese couples do marry, they most likely stay together because women marry for love and make the decision to care more for their children than to work outside of the home. There is also an increase in elderly housing because the birth rate has declined due to women and their choice of being independent.
Comparing the Japanese family life to the United States, there are some differences. In the United States, parents live for the sake of their children, and children are becoming more independent. While in Japan, children live for the sake of their parents and are expected to care for their parents always, no matter how old they are. In Japan, women are expected to be housewives and care for their children, while the husband is expected to put bread on the table. This causes a decrease in fertility rates because women want to work instead of playing gender roles. In the United States, this is different because women have less pressure to be housewives and are encouraged to be independent with careers.
Confucian values are heavily present in the Japanese family. One value that was very influential were the five great relationships. The five great relationships were very important to the family roles because they brought harmony through the home. The relationship between husband and wife and father and son are an example. Although these roles are with hierarchy, they still promote harmony through the highest member of the family taking care of his children and wife. The members of the family support one another, and this promotes balance and harmony for all in the family. Pan Chow, a female scholar, had the idea of familial values benefiting the whole family except the wife. The woman of the family was supposed to sacrifice all of her needs for the benefit and prosperity of the family. Although women were not treated well in Pan Chow's ideal world, she believed that all women should receive an education.
The U.S. could benefit from the ideas of modern Japanese family life because children in the United States could be more caring for their parents even when they move out and are living on their own. On the other hand, the U.S. would not benefit from the roles of Japanese women because women in the United States are more encouraged to be independent and empowered. This would push back the United States in terms of women's equality.